Hey again, it's Judd, author and illustrator of All That Will Burn. This is another episode of Behind the Art, episode 3, I think. And today we're talking about the first portrait in the book of Catan Ibrahim. Let's check it out. All right, today we're talking about this piece, which is the first portrait that appears in the book of Catan Ibrahim. So spoilers if you haven't read it, but we're going to get into a little bit of detail about the Sanguinaire, the Sang, and their culture, and the overall look, because you'll see a lot more of these types of characters throughout the book. So this is, like I said, one of the first portraits. Just kind of zoom in on the detail. The idea with the look of the Sang in the first place is tribal meets divine, if you could call it that. So there's a lot of accents, a lot of gilded items. It's a little bit of conquistador meets Aztec, and that's sort of the vibe. It's all very extravagant and not very practical, but in a place where time doesn't exist, you can afford to be impractical. So it's a lot of symbolism in a lot of these things, like ceremonial tattoos. You see these in the glyphs that are on the back of the book and on the website and things like that. But some of these conquistador Spanish sort of influences coming in here with a lot of abstraction. So this is Ibrahim, sort of the wings in the background. Yeah, these are the Sang. I don't want to go into too much detail about them yet. We'll talk about that further along in the book. But Sophia meets him battling one of the Lupero. So we looked at that in the last episode. So when she finds him, he's pretty messed up, but she can tell there's something very different between them and the normal Olma that she met at the lighthouse and those types of things. So as far as process stuff, I've been working on just the general look of this Sang for a long, long time. So these are just sketches about how to merge that conquistador look with Aztec, with angelic, and how that all blends together. You'll figure out why specifically those two cultural influences come together in this style, but I don't want to give that away or talk too much about it or influence your reading. Here's a few more sketches. Just thinking about details like face paint and facial piercings and jewelry and all kinds of armor and all those types of things. I have books and books on armor styles and historical things and doing a lot of research into that. So this is really a amalgam of different cultures and different items to feel familiar but fantastical, which is kind of the whole premise of the book. This is also another old piece of Ibrahim, like when Sophia finds him kind of knocked out. Didn't like it as much, it's just a little simpler. But you can kind of get a feel for their overall look. But yeah, so you'll see a lot more of these types of portraits throughout the book. I would say they're not quite as important to me as the landscapes and some of that other stuff, just because they're so on the nose. It's like, oh, that's the person. I like to leave it a little bit more abstract so that people can imagine them for themselves, but they are important to the book, so this is one take on them for you guys to look at. So hope that was interesting. Like I said, if you haven't read the book, check it out at allthatwillburn.com, and see you next time.